Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to kick off the afternoon session, which is communications, which is often the most fun session of the day. The most fun. So I'm going to hand over to Allison Abbott. She runs our communications department, and she is going to run us through the program. So Allison, over to you.
Well, thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone, for coming back after lunch. A very nice lunch. I know there's a lot going on, so I do appreciate you coming back for this final session. And Esther and I are going to run through what happens in communications. We will. We had slated, I think, 50 minutes for this, but we will do our best to close on time, which is at 2:10. First of all, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome Christian. Christian has been our gold chair for the past 3 years, and it will be the last, as with all our chairs, member engagement meeting. And thank you so much. And I'll hand the mic to you, Christian.
Thank you, Alison. Dear members, it is a great pleasure to welcome you all to our Liquid Gas Week in Rio, back after 16 years, with our theme, Delivering Energy for Life. We have an exciting week ahead with the participation of the Minister Mayor of Rio and the Minister of Mine and Energy, Mr. Alexander Silveira. In this session, we will take a closer look at some of the tactics and success stories from our communications activities. If you remember, in our last meeting in Cape Town, we discussed about communications are the glue that support and hold the work of the other goals. And moreover, and more important, it makes it heard. Communications plays a critical role in the overall strategy in the World Liquid Gas Association. During this year, 2025, I don't know you, but I've noticed a much stronger content on our social media, more frequent use of videos, a stronger messaging, and much wider than we have seen before. We have also been success with a more assertive thought leadership strategy and outreach media. So, a great year so far for us. Let's hear from Alison and Esther in more detail.
Thank you very much, Christian. Suffering from aircon. So currently, there are 3 pillars of the communications goal. The first one is external communication. Second one is internal communication, by which we mean our members, you. It's like the big family. So internal communications, and James touched on this in his introduction. And I want to talk about that in a little while. And then last but not least, why we're here this week, Liquid Gas Week. So, see where I can see humanity screen. So as you know, our mission is 4 prongs: advocacy, safety and business improvement, and sustainability and communications. What really communications does is, as Christian said, we're kind of the glue that holds it all together. And it's a little bit why we're last in the session, so that we can explain how we take everything that you've heard about earlier today and hopefully make it digestible. So our job, now when I say our job, we're a small team. There's myself, there's Melanie, who's taking photos, and Cami. And Esther, of course, runs out this week. So we're a very small team. We inform, we influence, we impact. It's important we deliver timely and trustworthy data to you and beyond. Strengthens our reputation And what we also do is we segment audiences and tailor our messages to those audiences. Now, how do we do it? Preliminarily, we do it through social media, traditional media, thought leadership that Christian mentioned, that's going to be a big part going forward, our digital platform, webinars, and e-blast updates. They are the tactics that we use. And all that is to amplify the body of the work that your association produces. So what do we do? What do we use? Again, as you mentioned, we know that when we use more video, we get better engagement. We take some of those 100 or 200 page weighty tomes that we produce, and we use AI increasingly to make them digestible, publish them so that you can read them, take out what you need, and go back to the original document should you need details. We're veering more towards storytelling. It's human stories, and we've also noticed that those human stories raise our awareness. It's all about raising awareness. Awards. We've got a whole set of awards now, and I'll talk about our award in a minute. We have a newsletter. Who gets the newsletter? Who sees them? Who reads it? The newsletter is like a magazine. It's in 3 parts or 4 parts. There's the news about the industry. There's specific news for you, our members. There's a section on women in LPG, and there's a section on Liquid Gas Week. And this comes out every other month. Everybody around this room should receive it. We have a very strong web presence, an increased use of AI. If we don't start using AI, we're going to fall behind. It's so important. It's going to be a thread that runs through this event. We'll talk about it in the associations event meeting later today. We'll talk about it in the youth forum on Wednesday. I have a communications meeting, which is tomorrow. Sorry. So please come to the comms meeting. I know a lot of you will be there, but we will focus on AI. How do we harness the power of AI to help our industry move forward? I was recently at a conference which had a strong focus on AI in Germany. The guy there was saying that if you stand still for even 10 days, 2 weeks, your AI is changing all the time. So we need to be on top of it. Our strategy, I don't think Tabajara is here, but I remember in a previous industry council meeting, and Tabajara said he should be more assertive, and he's right. So we've strived to make our messaging more assertive. I don't mean critical. We don't criticize our competitors, if you like, but we're more assertive. We do, and I'll go into more detail on that. Cinch had mentioned the short blast focused campaigns, and we're shifting as a narrative refresh to show this more human side. The communications campaign is a new award. We've got a great award ceremony gala dinner on Wednesday, and it was to recognise an outstanding campaign. It's really opened our eyes to some of the cool work that some of our members are doing. So thank you for everybody who submitted, and the award winner will be announced in the gala dinner. So what are the key campaigns for this year? Talking about attention to detail, it's a capital S on shame. So we have completed renewable campaign, Cooking for Life Africa, marine, power generation, and coming up, LPG in disaster situations. And I know that you've heard all about these earlier today, and this is why we are sort of showing to you what we do to make this work. I want to show you a deep dive into a couple of the campaigns. Traditionally, our campaigns run for 2 weeks, more or less. We've found through trial and error that a 2-week focused campaign delivers the best results, the best outreach. It takes us, the team, about a month to set this up. That involves, for every campaign, looking at what existing collateral we've got, putting together a thought leadership article, possibly a webinar around it, depending on the content. We focus on X and LinkedIn. They're our main digital platforms. We do have a presence on other platforms, but we feel that increasingly LinkedIn is the one that we use. And Cami, I can see you hiding at back. She's got her headphones on. Audrey, just nudge Cami. Cami, stand up. Actually, Cami is our digital marketing manager and she does all of this. So big hand to Cami because you're doing fantastic. And I'm going to show you how. We don't have massive budgets, so we have to work smart. So the renewable campaign delivered over 1 million impressions. We're focusing on impressions for our results at the moment. Power generation campaign, a 2-week campaign in August. So for us in the Northern Hemisphere, that's our summer, so it's traditionally a little bit quieter, but we have to fit these in. Again, excellent LinkedIn with a modest budget, but clever use of words, clever use of AI to deliver messages that resonate. Over 3.6 million impressions. A couple of years ago, when I was delivering these results, you'd have seen that it was like 100,000 impressions, and we thought we were happy with that. So it's increasing constantly. The marine campaign that Nikos managed, this was a great campaign that we run every year, and we reached almost 3.5 million impressions on this. It's always one that resonates. It's a great story with a lot of existing content. We have a lot of content that we can go back to and reuse as long as the messaging and statistics are still correct and relevant, trustworthy. Who gets involved on LPG Day? I know loads of people do, and thank you so much for those that do. 6th edition this year, it's the 7th of June, and every year we celebrate LPG. We haven't renamed it, strategic decision. We have not renamed it Liquid Gas Day for the moment. It's got its own brand of LPG Day. We do not want to lose that. So all our members and beyond get involved. We see some really cool stuff. It's your opportunity to have a little bit of fun, but with that serious message behind. And we just find we get an increasing interaction on this. And it was the engagements here that we were tracking. So 30,000 engagements for us is a significant success. So I totted up all the impressions that we'd had over our various campaigns. And we've had over 10 million impressions. We're really, really pleased with that. We feel that we're hopefully being heard, we're being seen, not just to our stakeholder, our members, but also beyond, because it's important that we reach beyond. And the real value really is what do we do with that? How do we sort of take that and really move it forward? And that's all in the next steps. We'd mentioned thought leadership, and we run a quarterly thought leadership at the moment. This has been our strategy. What it's been is to really position James as the thought leader for your association and for the industry. And every quarter we write thought leadership, which is 700 words max, so it's digestible, it's readable, and we publish it. Now, we'll talk about this in the industry council meeting tomorrow, but we're looking at how we can really do more with this. We get a lot of success with it. And I don't think that personally quarterly is enough. I think we need to be pushing it. And do we just focus on James? Do we focus on our ambassadors here? And that's something I'd like to discuss. Anybody got any thoughts on that? Do other people? I know there's a lot of thought leaders here. Tucker, I can see you looking pensive. Have you got any thoughts on thought leadership? Because you do a lot of promotion and.
Well, I'll just say I don't know how we're ever going to want to. Now, you just have to say you got to do it. Hopefully, move people that you got to. It's been very successful for us. We work, 3 of us work on it every week.
Yeah, I know. I see the work that you do, and you just do. You have a very strong presence.
Corporation, an LPG can be environmentally friendly. It can be affordable to change people's lives. Notion that most people do not have in their head, right?
It's the simple messages that we need to push out. So, and we know what the messages are. It's getting them out to the right people. We were really pleased this year because interaction with the media is traditionally a challenge. We have great relationships with a lot of our industry media, with Butane Propane News and BPN magazine. who always support us, but we need to get beyond, we need to get to the tier one, and that's the holy grail. And James had a letter published in the Financial Times with cooperation with an agency that we use. So we were really pleased with that because that marked a foothold in the door. We spread our own news. I mentioned our newsletter and the webinars that we host with ANOVA. We've had 2 this year, one on the Internet of Things and digital consumer engagement since you ran, and I think we're going to go for a 3rd one later this year. We also partner with fellow associations. This is important because they may be in some areas competitors, but also we partner with them and we share knowledge, we share best practices. So with IPECA, I'm on the communications committee and they meet regularly. And the International Gas Union, who's an important stakeholder, yes, it's natural gas, and yes, transition, but we also have this, we can go further together with the IGU. So I'm co-chair of the communications committee for the International Gas Union. And I know that they value that. We have regular meetings, and what we do is we put together a panel for the World Gas Conference. So we worked on a panel for the World Gas Conference in Shanghai earlier this year, and I made sure that liquid gas was on there. So I think it's important to have these external external relationships with important fellow associations. We're ever so good at speaking to ourselves. We go to great events like this, where it's our industry. We go to a lot of events that Jeffrey, who's sitting over there, organises around the world, and their liquid gas events. What we need to do is get to external events, those events such as the ones that you see here, the Invest in Africa Energy Forum, which was in Paris. You were there, and Tamsin was there. We made sure that LPG was on the table there. And there's a whole list here, but it's really important that we push to get on these events. Obviously, we have a seat at COP. The challenge that we have is sometimes some of these events are actually pay to play. So we don't have the budget to be able to invest in those. But nevertheless, it's really important that we do our best. We build relationships with the people that manage these events. I also have a bank of our ambassadors. If we can't be in a city or a country at some point, we may call on you, say, hey, I mean, Tamsin, there's the event in Cape Town next week that Pam is going to speak at. So it's really important that we can all work together. We've obviously got our website. I hope you use it. You've got your members area. We talked about that earlier. We populate that with all kinds of useful statistics and data for you. If you can't find anything or need something, you know where we are. Our social media, which I've already mentioned, these are the 4 that we really focus on. We think LinkedIn is probably the most professional, and that's the one that we really have a big focus on. So do follow us, do interact, do engage. We follow you back. Just a quick word about internal communications. And actually, James said this very well in his opening comments, that we want to deliver value to you, our members, your association. The internal connections, these meetings help you build your connections, strengthens your own community. That's what they're there for. So we want to inform, to educate, to engage, unite. So we have the member engagement meetings, and James did ask how many people joined them, and they are updates, they're webinars, so there's no discussion, unfortunately, but it shows you what we've been doing on your behalf. And then, of course, these meetings, which held once a year, and hopefully you find very, very rewarding. That wraps up my my comments on external internal communications. Before I hand over to Esther, has anybody got any questions or comments? Yeah, Emmanuel.
Can you hear me? Yeah. You mentioned very transparently that the metric that you're using to track progress or success is impressions. And like in true marketing or digital marketing, I guess guidance, impressions is not the only thing we look at, but is there anything else that we could look at? Because there's not necessarily a call to action when we do promotion of LPG as marine fuel or LPG as power generation source.
Yeah, I was discussing with Camille, and impressions is all fair enough because they're the big numbers. When you get into millions, it looks good, but we also realise that what we really want to, and we focused this year on impressions, but next year we will focus on engagement, because it's engagement that this. Impressions just mean that somebody's seen it, but engagement means that they've actually commented on it or reissued or resent it out. So we need to look at engagement. The thing is, though, I know that when we deal with our agency, it's a sort of a cost thing. We can focus the cost on actually impressions, and to go for engagement is shift how we actually structure. So the numbers may drop, but that hopefully means the impact is greater. It's one of those. It's never an exact science. Measuring the success of a communications campaign. What does that mean for you? Does it mean you sell more gas? Does it mean you sell more cylinders? It's hard to say. Well, communications campaign. Do we see more focus on water? So all we can do is work tirelessly. It's really important that we're more assertive. We put our head above the parapet, because if we don't talk, we don't sing the praises of our exceptional energy, we risk not even being heard at all. Yeah, Angelique.
Yes, I would like to comment on that. You have really a lot of activities going on. I'm thinking, yes, great to see all these impressions, but I learned over the years that people only understand the message is if you, in a way, talk to them 7 times. It used to be 3 times, but nowadays it's already 7 to 10 times. So even though we have a lot of impressions, you may divide them by 10. So in a way, we have to have a lot of impressions in order to be effective. And another thing I'd like to share is that one point that I feel is that the industry might be able to support you better in sharing messages, liking them, etc., because only then the algorithm will add the impressions. So for that, I would like to encourage everyone just to make the industry more successful if we really like it and share it. So
thank you. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I also read it was like you had to tell somebody something 5 times before it actually sinks in, and in 5 different ways as well. So we're doing our best, but I think that it's very rewarding when we do see people. So
sorry, one more thing, if I may.
Yeah.
I know AI is really important, and yes, I also use AI, but I would like to also comment to be kind of careful to it. As we had one time, we had humanizing energy. Don't forget about the humanizing, because the system AI just replicates actually what we put in. And yes, we have to put in the data, but it also replicates them. So we need to make sure it stays humanized. So.
Absolutely, that's one thing that we learned is that, I use basic, but I use ChatGPT, users a lot every day, but I use it as a time saver. It's like my favorite personal assistant, because everything needs that human touch. You cannot just shove something through AI and then just assume it's correct and has the emotive value that we're trying to put into our communications as well. And we could run the communications meeting is going to focus on AI, so talk about that much more detail. I hope. I'm going to hand over to Esther Seuss, our events director.
Thank you so much.
Talk about
Yeah, I think it's a nice segue into the event, because we're talking about humanizing. Before I go into the week, I would like to say a big thank you. We've been working for over 2 years to bring you all here in Rio. I would like to say, and especially a thank you to the National Organizing Committee, Bem-vindo ao Rio, for all of you. I hope you will have an exciting week, and yeah, let's make the best of it, I would say. Thank you so much. As was mentioned by James this morning, it's the inaugural Liquid Gas Week. We have a fantastic lineup of events. The Latin America Day will take place tomorrow, so I invite you all to join that event as well. It will be at Expo Rio, which is our main venue where also the exhibition will be. Exhibition will be open for 3 days this year, which is something new. On Wednesday, we move into the official opening of the event with the mayor of Rio, as well as the Minister of Energy and Mines and the Deputy General of ANP. So please join us on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. also for the grand opening. We have over 110 companies in our big exhibition, and they look forward to welcome you as well. And of course, we have a fantastic lineup of sessions. Use the event app to make your own schedule and to stay up to date with all the changes and all the transfers and everything that everybody will always ask me about. At what time is the bus? It's all on the app, so please use it as such. The companies here on the list are hugely important, and I tell you that on every meeting, but I really would like to insist on it. We have 26 sponsoring companies this year. Without you, we're unable to bring the event together. It's a huge support to the event. It's a huge support to the industry and also to WLJ. So a big applause for all these companies who follow us 1 year to another. Amazing. Fantastic. Join us and be an event ambassador. Well, basically, the slide was supposed to be at the end, but I'm happy to address it here now. It's a call on you for your support to be an ambassador of the event. It was also mentioned in the diversity section and in Win LPG. You as key stakeholders, you can repeat our messages. This morning, it seemed that you're all following us on social media. We have a very, very small team. We work with Camille, another highlight for you, Camille. We work with FTI, but we can't do it ourselves. We have a very reduced team. So please, before, during, and after the event, repeat that you have assisted, what you have liked, and assist us in being the event ambassadors that we're looking for. Now, moving to next year. Next year, the event will take place in the exciting city of Istanbul in the month of October. So you can already take note of that and put it in your calendar. The theme is resilience in a changing world. And I think it's an excellent theme, as we have heard today, with all the changes going on geopolitically. And it will highlight, indeed, the excellent role that liquid gas has to continue serving communities all over the world in a low carbon energy. The exhibition is already sold at 50%. So if you as a company would like to be out there, either as an exhibitor or as a sponsor, I invite you to come to the WLGA Hub. It's selling quickly, or if you want your branding to be out there next year for the event as well. A big thank you, of course, to the companies here, the featured sponsors, iGas, Ipragas, Milangas, and Petrolovacy, who are joining us as featured sponsors and the National Organizing Committee for next year. Now, 2027. We have had the approval by the Industry Council that the event will take place in the US. We have fantastic support from the US industry, Dorian LPG, PERC, Suburban Propane, and Targa. Amazing support. I can't, however, at this stage tell you where the event will be. I'm running into issues in finding the appropriate city. I will not share all the details with you. I will have discussions this week with the US industry to find a solution. And in one of our next meetings, I will be more than happy to update you. I wish you an amazing week. The only thing that I still wanted to say is tonight for the members' dinner, there is a change of weather that's being predicted. Bring a coat. If you can, bring an umbrella, because part of the event will be outdoors and I would not want to ruin your haircuts and your beautiful clothes. So please, if you can think about that, it would be amazing. And I look forward to seeing you tonight at the members' dinner. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Thank you so much. Aurelio.
Welcome everyone to Rio de Janeiro. We have been working very hard, Esther, I, and our team, working hard and work with the passion. I wish you all a great event, and I hope you are very happy in the next 3 days in Rio de Janeiro. Thank you.
Thank you, Aurelio. That being said, I'm happy to hand it back to Christian for the closing words. Thank you so much, Christian, for everything that you've done for us during the 3 years. And yeah, a major thank you for all of us.
Thanks, Esther. Well, dear members, as Esther said, this is my final members engagement meeting as the communications goal share. I would like to thank to Alison and Esther for your dedicated and excellent work, and to the entire communications team for your support. It's been a great 3 years. I would thank to the whole association team. You are doing a great job. For sure, I will continue supporting all of our activities and all of our events. Thank you very much. I hand back to Michael.
Okay, everybody, that's it. That's a wrap. Just to let you know, tonight, the event, and Esther, if I say something wrong, you'll correct me. The buses will leave at 6:45. You can get a little wrist bracelet that you need on the 4th floor. So you have to come down to the floor. There'll be a desk there, and you'll be able to get one of these bracelets to let you into the event. If not, you can get it as you leave here at the desk outside. They'll be handing them out if you have registered. If you haven't registered, I think we're oversold. We may not be able to fit everybody coming to the dinner. Is that right, Esther? Did I get that right? Okay, with that, let's give ourselves a round of applause for being here all day. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow or in the convention center. Thank you.